Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Empress, right? So this is your card, the Empress, the Lady Venus, she who is all things beautiful. This week you are really being invited to be in your own presence, right? That's not to sit on your own, to shut yourself away from the world. You're being asked to be in your physical presence this week, right? To really be what Taurus is all about, the embodied experience. This is asking you to really tap into your Venusian ruler, who is currently retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and really start to feel out, what does your material experience give to you right now? What does it offer you? This is a week to really observe your space, right? How do you feel in the home that you live? How do you feel in, with the air that you have to breathe every day, the four walls that you have to see? This is a week for you to really be in that embodied experience and ask yourself, does the environment that I'm in right now truly support and enhance the life experience that I am trying to have? This week you really need to pay attention to that, because the body is going to be the messenger, the way that you feel is going to be the messenger, and more importantly, because it is the Empress, you're really being asked to ask yourself, not only does the area that you live in really support who you are or what you want to be or what you want to create, but this is very likely to bring up some sort of feeling of, actually, you know what, I can have better than this, I can have more than this, right? For some of you, this could be as simple as maybe you need to spruce up the garden. For some of you, this is that you need to bring more greenery and more life into the home, right? For those of you that have been with me long enough, you remember how small Lucky the bamboo was, right? This tiny little thing has now just grown into this huge, let me show you. Hopefully I don't destroy the place while I'm at it. This is now Lucky the bamboo. Right? I'm very proud of that. It's only a tiny thing, but I'm really proud of. And now I'm destroying my display. Right, but I'm very proud of it. What I'm saying is, it's maybe for some of you, this might be about, if you're in an apartment like I am, finding a way to bring the outside in. This is very, very important, especially in the times that we're in at the moment. So with that said, if you are a continued subby, I love you for it. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. So for your actions and options this week, you've got the Two of Cups, right? The best experience that we have in life is not alone, all right? It's with others. This is how you get the most out of life this week. And this week, whether it is meeting up with friends, I understand some places in the world are still in lockdown or going back into lockdown. Not possible for everyone, but if it is possible for you, I invite you this week to really think about partnering up, meeting people, connecting with people, going to see people, inviting people over to see you. This is not a week for you to be on your own. This is not a week for you to exist within a vacuum or in a bubble, all right? You've got to get yourself out and about. The other thing with the Two of Cups and the Empress, this is about the sensual experience, right? And, for those of you that are, personally choosing to be celibate for any number of reasons, I'm not out here blatantly promoting promiscuity. Sorry, genuinely couldn't help myself there. But what I am saying is, if you have a partner this week, going into that sensual experience with them will be greatly appreciated by both of you. You know, when sex and sensuality are used as a portal to transcend the material experience, it can be really, really powerful. And that's as much as I will say on that, because I don't want to get too much into other people's business. But yeah, this is not a week to go it alone in any way, shape or form. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Tower card. So you've got this underneath the Empress, right? For some of you, it does look like there is going to be a disruption this week, right? So don't be surprised if it's not business as usual. This could be an interruption to your money, to your finances, to your resources. This could be an interruption to your work life and or schedule. It could just as easily be a disruption that comes in that kind of tries to mess with your flow, right? So for those of you that are employed by somebody else, it wouldn't surprise me this week if you find out that there are going to be redundancies. For those of you that are self-employed or business owners, people that work for themselves, it wouldn't surprise me if this week you are either maybe needing to let someone go, or something about the aesthetic or the branding of your business maybe doesn't work, right? Especially we've got a full moon at the end of this week. Mercury is newly retrograde at this point. Venus is currently retrograde, your ruler, in the sign of Capricorn. Some system, and specifically because this is your communications and conversations, some system around your work may be on the fritz, might not work as you hope. Now, for those of you that are retired or no longer working, one way that this could show up, like this could literally be someone or something trying to mess with the flow of the way that you do things. It might also be a conversation that really rattles you or unsettles you in some way, shape or form. And I invite you to do the Empress. Feel it. Be completely there with it. Don't mask it. Don't ignore it. Don't amplify it either. Just let it be what it will be, so that you can work through it and release it as the moment passes. For your love and relations, you've got the Fool card. So for those of you that are single and looking to mingle, this is really nice, especially underneath the Two of Cups. I would say this suggests to me, especially with the Empress, you are more open to the idea of love and welcoming somebody in than you ever have before. I can't remember who it was, but I've got a friend who's a Taurus, and I remember them saying to me, well, if a Taurus shares their food with you, then you know they love you. I was in hysterics because it was just, it's so funny to me. Like, and I was like, isn't that kind of everyone though? And they were like, no, it's not. So, you know what, like all jokes aside, there's something about you that is reaching out to share or to enhance your experience by encompassing or inviting someone else into your space, into your home, into, you know what, like, let's eat together. Like, it's not about just the eating, it's about the sharing. There's a really strong sense of you opening up to let someone new in here, which is really very nice. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, this Fool card and the Two of Cups, there's a renewed sense of partnership, connection, commitment here. And it's like you're committed to having the best experience that you can with the loved one that you have. Now, where this gets a little bit more interesting is you've got the Tower card and the Fool card. These are, although the Tower card is a lot more Martian, it is very Uranian. And I call these like two halves of a coin. So you've got kind of like the great surprise that could show up, or the fated moment or event, but you've also got the disruption. So just be conscious this week that there could be something that really comes in to try to mess with the flow or the equilibrium of your lifescape, you know, not just the relationship if you have one, but the entirety of you. So just be careful with this week. For your money and materials, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. You've got this underneath the Tower card. When it comes to your money, your finances and your resources, this week I would be, I want to say be careful and be conscious, right? Especially if you're having to invest money, finances or resources into something this week, especially of a technological nature. I'm really sorry to say this, but it does look like some of you may end up having to spend out on something that you need. This could be anything from, I want to say it's going to be something like a laptop or a phone, you know, things that are, it's not so much that they're like, you know, they're not hard to replace, but it's like, it's an expense that you can't really, you know what I mean? It's like, oh crap, really, this thing right now? Just watch out for that. Also, for those of you that have things that you know are on the way out, I know you Taurians, you will, like, most fixed signs will flog relationship horses until they're dead, right? And past that as well. Taurians have this uncanny ability to, like, they will just use something until, like, when it falls apart, then they'll be like, okay, cool, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to get a new one. This is you, all right? So this week, if there's something that you know is already on its way out, this might be the week to replace, all right? When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your Seven of Pentacles, this is going to be all of the areas that are ruled by you. And because you've got this Empress card here as well, I would say this week, please look after your throat, your neck, your voice, this whole general area, including the bottom of the jaw, right? All of this, especially for, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice. If you know you have thyroid problems, challenges or issues, this is a week to really look after your health, all right? Especially in this general area, all of the Taurian stuff. Now, when it comes to the home and environment, the Seven of Pentacles, this would be a good week to invest in something that is going to make the external aspect of your home that much more, what's the word? Aesthetically pleasing. But, you know, like I said, if you don't have outside space, bring the outside in this week. You'll get so much out of it. For your full moon message, that card seems to want out, you've got the Gate 9 and Small Details. This card actually for me means refinement. When we look at something and we consider it to be beautiful, it's the detail, right? It's the small details, it's the refinement. And so this week, the full moon is really going to show you how to refine or define something so that it is, so that it's a much more 3D experience. And I don't mean in terms of, like, you know, 3D, 5D and all of that stuff. I'm talking about the physical, sensual experience, right? There's something that needs to be a lot more clearly defined this week, and that full moon is going to help you do it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.